The Caribbean Premier League 2026 began in spectacular fashion as Jamaica Kingsmen and Antigua and Barbuda Falcons produced a dramatic opening night contest at the Arnos Vale Ground in Kingstown, St. Vincent. In a match that went down to the final ball, the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons held their nerve to defeat the Jamaica Kingsmen by 2 wickets. The Falcons successfully chased a target of 168, finishing on 168 for 8 from their 20 overs. Jamaica Kingsmen had earlier posted a competitive 167 for 7 after being asked to bat first. The result provided an exciting start to the 2026 corporal season, with both teams showing plenty of attacking intent and determination throughout an absorbing 2020 contest. A perfect start to corporal 2026. The opening match of a new corporal season always carries an extra level of excitement, and this encounter delivered exactly what supporters had hoped for. The return of a Jamaica-based franchise added another important storyline to the tournament, while the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons entered the competition looking to begin their campaign with a strong statement. The match was played at Arnos Vale Ground, a venue that hosted the opening fixture of the 2026 tournament. The Falcons won the toss and elected to bowl first, giving themselves the opportunity to chase whatever total the Kingsmen could establish. That decision immediately put the Jamaica batting lineup under pressure to produce a competitive score. The Kingsmen responded with an innings of 167 for 7 from their 20 overs. Although 167 was a challenging total, the Falcons believed the target was within reach, particularly if their top and middle order could build partnerships during the chase. Jamaica Kingsmen set a competitive target. Jamaica Kingsmen's innings provided a solid foundation for the opening match. With 167 runs on the scoreboard after 20 overs, the Kingsmen had given their bowlers something meaningful to defend. In T20 cricket, a total around this range can create pressure, particularly when the bowling side starts well and takes wickets at regular intervals. The Kingsmen needed their batting lineup to combine power with controlled aggression. Experienced players such as Reza Hendricks, Shayan Jahangir, Shakur Paris, Kesey Carty, Captain Rovman Powell and Andre Russell gave Jamaica plenty of firepower. The Kingsmen's squad also contained several players capable of changing the game with either bat or ball. After reaching 167 for 7, Jamaica would have been confident heading into the second innings. Their objective was simple: take early wickets, restrict boundaries and make the Falcons chase under increasing pressure. Falcons begin the chase. Antigua and Barbuda Falcons began their pursuit of 168 knowing that a strong start would be extremely important. The target required the Falcons to maintain a healthy scoring rate while protecting their wickets. In a chase of this nature, losing too many wickets early can make the required run rate increasingly difficult to manage. The Falcons therefore had to balance aggression with patience. The Jamaica bowlers also understood that every dot ball and every wicket could shift the momentum of the contest. As the innings progressed, the match developed into a fascinating battle between the Falcons' chase and the Kingsmen's attempt to defend their total. Pressure builds through the middle overs. The middle overs became particularly important as both sides fought for control. Jamaica needed wickets, while Antigua and Barbuda needed partnerships. The Kingsmen's bowling attack contained several players capable of creating breakthroughs, and Kemo Paul proved especially effective. Paul produced an impressive 3-wicket haul during the match, giving Jamaica genuine hope of completing a successful defense. His spell demonstrated the importance of taking wickets during a T20 chase. Whenever the Falcons appeared to be building momentum, Jamaica had the ability to respond with a breakthrough. That kept the contest extremely close and ensured that neither side could relax. Kemo Paul gives Jamaica hope. One of the standout bowling performances for Jamaica came from Kemo Paul. His 3-wicket haul played a major role in keeping the Kingsmen in the contest. Taking wickets at crucial moments prevented the Falcons from comfortably controlling the chase. Every dismissal increased the pressure on the batting side and brought Jamaica closer to what would have been an impressive opening victory. However, the Falcons continued fighting. Rather than allowing the required rate to overwhelm them, they kept searching for runs and remained within touching distance of the target. That resilience ultimately became one of the defining features of the match. A dramatic final phase. The final stages of the chase produced the kind of tension that corporal cricket is famous for. With wickets falling and the target still within reach, the match became a battle of nerves. The Kingsmen needed to execute their final overs perfectly. The Falcons, meanwhile, needed to find the remaining runs without losing their last wickets. The situation became even more dramatic when Andre Russell dismissed a Falcons batter in the 19th over. That breakthrough gave Jamaica renewed belief. Suddenly, the possibility of a super over appeared to be a realistic outcome. The Kingsmen were extremely close to forcing the match into an additional over. The Falcons, however, remained composed. Final ball finish. The match eventually went all the way to the final ball. Antigua and Barbuda Falcons required the remaining runs to complete their chase, while Jamaica Kingsmen were desperate to prevent the winning runs. On the final delivery, Shamar Springer and the Falcons managed to find the runs they needed. The decisive moment came when the ball was worked through the gap at square leg. The Falcons completed the required runs and finished on 168 for 8. Antigua and Barbuda Falcons therefore secured a thrilling 2-wicket victory. The winning moment produced an extraordinary finish to the first game of CPL 2026. According to the match commentary, a fumble by Jamaica captain Rovman Powell contributed to the Falcons getting home on the final ball. Alzari Joseph named player of the match. Alzari Joseph was named player of the match after an important all-round contribution to the Falcons' victory. Joseph's bowling figures were particularly impressive, with the fast bowler finishing with 3 wickets for 34 runs. He also remained unbeaten on 1-from-1 delivery at the end of the chase. His contribution came at a crucial time for Antigua and Barbuda. The Falcons needed players to step up under pressure, and Joseph's performance helped keep the team competitive during a difficult contest. His bowling spell demonstrated why experienced international quality fast bowling can be so important in the corporal. The importance of Fabian Allen. Fabian Allen also played an important role in the Falcons' efforts. Leading the side, Allen had the responsibility of managing the pressure during a difficult chase. The Falcons lost wickets at regular intervals, but they continued moving towards the target. That ability to remain competitive despite losing wickets was crucial. The team's lower order ultimately showed the composure needed to complete one of the most dramatic possible starts to a tournament. For the Falcons, the victory was about more than simply collecting 2 points. It was also an early demonstration of their ability to handle pressure in close games. Jamaica Kingsmen fall just short. For Jamaica Kingsmen, the defeat will be difficult to accept. They scored 167 for 7, produced important bowling spells and took the match to the final delivery. Their 3-wicket haul through Chemopol and the late wicket taken by Andre Russell gave them a genuine opportunity to win. But ultimately, the final moments went against them. The Kingsmen were just one successful defensive play away from potentially forcing a super over. Instead, Antigua and Barbuda Falcons found the decisive runs and celebrated a memorable victory. A match full of momentum changes. One of the most entertaining aspects of the contest was the constant movement of momentum. At different stages, both teams appeared to have control. Jamaica's total of 167 gave them a strong platform. The Falcons' chase then threatened to put Jamaica under pressure. The Kingsmen fought back through wickets. The Falcons responded again. Jamaica's bowlers created another opportunity late in the innings. The Falcons refused to surrender. Eventually, the match came down to one final delivery. That sequence perfectly captured the unpredictable nature of T20 cricket. Corporal 2026 starts with a statement. The opening match sent an immediate message about what supporters can expect from the 2026 Caribbean Premier League. The tournament is once again providing a platform for explosive batting, aggressive bowling, experienced international players and young talent. The 2026 edition began on August 7 and features 7 teams, with Jamaica Kingsmen returning as a new Jamaica-based franchise. The return of a Jamaica-based team adds another dimension to the competition. The Kingsmen have entered the season with a squad containing considerable experience, while the Falcons are continuing their development as a competitive corporal franchise. A new era for Jamaica cricket in the corporal. The Jamaica Kingsmen's participation in CPL 2026 represents an important return for Jamaica-based representation in the tournament. Jamaica previously had the Jamaica Talawas, who were one of the original corporal franchises and won 3 titles during their history. The new Jamaica Kingsmen franchise brings a fresh identity while restoring Jamaica's presence in the competition. That made the opening fixture particularly significant for fans following Caribbean cricket. Although the Kingsmen lost their first match, the narrow defeat showed that the team has the ability to compete. A 2-wicket loss on the final ball is hardly a decisive indication of what their entire season will look like. Falcons begin with valuable confidence. For Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, the victory could prove extremely valuable as the league campaign develops. Winning a close match builds confidence inside a squad. It also demonstrates that the players can perform under pressure when the result is hanging in the balance. The Falcons were required to chase 168. They lost 8 wickets. The game went to the final delivery. Yet they still found a way to win. That kind of result can become an important foundation for a successful tournament campaign. Why the final over mattered so much? The final over illustrated how quickly T20 matches can change. Jamaica had already done much of the hard work by taking wickets and keeping the Falcons from comfortably reaching the target. But defending a narrow margin requires perfection. A single fumble, misfield or missed opportunity can change the result. That is exactly what happened. The Falcons exploited the opportunity and completed their chase. For Jamaica, the lesson will be that every ball matters, particularly during the closing stages of a T20 match. A memorable opening night thriller. From the first delivery to the final run, this match delivered almost everything a corporal opener should provide. There was a competitive first innings. There were wickets. There were momentum swings. There was pressure. There were late innings breakthroughs. And, most importantly, there was a last ball finish. The Falcons' 2-wicket victory will immediately stand out as one of the most dramatic opening match finishes supporters could have asked for. For neutral viewers, it was a reminder of why Caribbean T20 cricket remains so entertaining. Looking ahead, both teams now move forward with